coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium, just north of downtown Tampa. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. At the 35-yard line.
DC, ready? DC. Ready, shot!
Again, it's Henry. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Now
Jackson. That is caught. And he will have the Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
Hold on, ready? Ready! Set up!
Jackson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Here's 2nd and 7. A shotgun handoff to Mitchell. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. You look at this defense for Tampa Bay. Now they're going to be tough to throw on, no doubt. Currently ranked 3rd in the NFL against the pass.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5. I'm going to see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Fourth down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Set. 180. Done.
They'll start on the ground with Irving. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10.
Set. 220. What's that?
Now Mayfield. He'll get that out to the flat to White. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that will bring up 2nd down. The Bucs at 500, sitting at 5-5. They were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
180. What's that?
Baker going to give it to Irving. And then he stopped at the 46. Gain of 3. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now.
180.
Play clock down to 5, and they're going to burn a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Set. 180. Point it right, point it right, point it right. Twist. What's that?
Mayfield to throw it. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have the Bucs first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
Mayfield going to switch things up here.
What's that?
On 1st and 10, here's Irving. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
At the 49-yard line.
Set. 180. He's moving. What's that?
Mayfield looks to throw. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Trenton Simpson, well, he just flew in there to drop it.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
180. What's that?
Here's Mayfield. To the right side, catch made by Bucs. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Hardman on the return. It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return. And the Ravens will take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
First down.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. Short throw to the tight end Thomas. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
At the 43-yard line.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up.
No, we changed it.
Jackson. That went into the hands of Flowers. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a 1st down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll try the right side with Henry. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Henry again on 2nd down. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Ready?
3rd down and 10. Here's Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 19. That's good for 28 yards.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
So 1st and goal now from the 7-yard line.
Get hot! 180! Get hot! 180! Get hot!
Quick strike out wide by Jackson. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
A 4-yard gain brings up 2nd and goal at the Bucs 3-yard line.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Get hot!
Now it's Jackson. Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
It's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into it because they were there to help break that pass up.
One quick.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and goal.
Sit up.
Here's Jackson to throw. And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Brings up 4th.
Boy, such a good drive. You'd hate to have it end in 3. Do you think about going for it?
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that they've moved the ball so well should lead you to the decision that maybe we should go for it right here. Also, as a head coach, show some confidence in your team. Let them know you think they can go get it.
And no hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. 4th and goal from the 3. Throwing is Jackson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And the Bucs defense, they'll celebrate the goal line stand. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Set. Real.
Now Baker going to change it up.
Motion.
Oh, the motion comes too late. Now this is going to be a delay. They were already backed up. Now they're backed up further.
I think they were being so careful to make sure all assignments were covered that they ended up running themselves out of time.
What's that?
Out of his end zone, Mayfield. Gets the check down throw to White. So the completion gets him just a yard. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
180! Hey,
now they'll change things around before the snap.
What's that?
Mayfield on 3rd down from his end zone. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you come in off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
The punt team and Vernon out there as he gets this one away. Here's Hardman to return. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
180! Come on! 180! 180! Come on!
Henry out of the pistol. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. Veteran running back like him, we've seen a lot of those chunk carries in his career.
And that's why you don't just look at his birth certificate and decide when a guy is done, right? Because you know as well as I do, in this league, as soon as you hit 30, they're looking to let you go if you're a running back. Sometimes there's a little tread left on the tires.
They'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he's stopped in the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Cut! 180! Cut!
Now it's Jackson. He gets it to Thomas. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Get on! What? You change it. 180! That's it! Get on!
Jackson now. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
180!
Back to throw. Jackson. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Here's Stout to punt as he boots this one away. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. To the 20. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Rashad White, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Buccaneers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. After a fairly uneventful first quarter, that last play, that'll make a few highlight clips.
It certainly will, and you're exactly right. The first quarter almost felt like a feeling out process, didn't it? Both teams, okay, what are we going to do? Looks like they ramped things up just a little bit to start the second quarter.
The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. And now in the middle, and it's complete. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
A promising sign there from an offense that hasn't done a whole lot to this point. Nice job to locate the open receiver. And it's good yardage and a first down to open the drive.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Play action. It's Jackson. And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 24-yard line. 12 yards the pickup there, good for a Raven first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
And Jackson throwing once more. They're looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. And the Buccaneers will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they may be content to take this 7-0 lead into the locker room. We'll see. Baker changing the play at the line. They start to drive with White. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
180.
Now they'll audible to something else.
What's that?
Mayfield. This is a diving effort by Evans. What a catch. 23 yards the pickup there.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post-route run, they do not like to let it in without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. To throw, Mayfield. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Set. 180. Start.
From the gun, Mayfield. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Second and 10.
Set. 220. What's that?
Throwing, Mayfield. To the left side, he gets this one to Ibuka. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And that extra yardage makes this upcoming field goal attempt much more manageable.
Agreed, because when you talk to defensive coordinators, they always tell us that...
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Just the one touchdown in that first half. 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. Oh, some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be license to take some shots downfield.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
From the 31, here comes 2nd and a yard. Mayfield on play action. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
Good. 180. What's up?
Now Mayfield. Well, he is caught. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Good. 180. What's up?
Running the toss to Irvin. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
180. Real. What's up?
Once again, it's Irvin. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Sick. 180. Run.
Mayfield going to switch things up here.
Go. Pistol. What's up?
And he stopped immediately there. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Ravens' 44-yard line.
Good. 180. Done.
Mayfield looks to throw. And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Good. 180. Up. Done.
Mayfield to throw it. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
They missed a field goal earlier, so possibly as a result, that's why they're going to try to go for it here on 4th down.
20.
And Mayfield just getting the play off. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That one good for 17 yards on fourth. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. First down.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Hey, alert 33.
Straight ahead, it's Irvin. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Step. 180. Stop.
Mayfield down. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's White. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bucs take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you've taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. Up the middle, here's Mitchell. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. A 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
180. Sit hot.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. A big gain of 5, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers, to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area, and after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd and 5.
Sit up!
Inside handoff, Henry. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And Henry fighting for the marker, but I don't think he got there. He did not. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? Just a quarterback sneak. By having to move bodies, that means you actually have to...
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down.
Homework ready? Ready, tonight! Tonight! Ready! Ready, tonight!
Jackson. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
An empty backfield now as they face a 3rd and 6. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mecole Hardman, his first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Ravens 7.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 45 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
180!
Now Baker going to change it up.
What's that?
Here's Mayfield. And they set up the screen. That's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
And good yardage there on 1st down because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. Now they'll shift things around.
Alert, alert! Alert, alert!
From just shy of midfield, Mayfield. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
180! What's that?
He'll look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Defense was expecting run, and they're dealt a pass of over 15 yards.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Set! 180! Regular! What's that?
They run out of the gun with Irvin. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage...
Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover.
T-Ren, let's go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And at this stage, in the 4th, they need to work this into the end zone. A field goal doesn't do much. We'll see if they can cash in following the fumble recovery. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 66 yards.
Baltimore, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's 1st down on the other side of the field. Throwing is Jackson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
180! Get on! 180! 180 shot! Get on!
Here's Jackson to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
11-yard line.
Now 2nd and 4.
180 shot! Get on! 180! Get on!
Here's Jackson. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mecole Hardman, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the post, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Well, this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
This is 1st and 10.
Set! 180! Point it right, point it right, point it right. Stop!
Now Mayfield. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Here's 2nd down.
Set! 180! Hey!
Baker changing the play at the line.
Alert, alert! Alert, alert! That's hot!
Mayfield to throw. Airing this one out for Evans. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans, 70 yards. And the Buccaneers strike quickly to take the lead here in the 4th. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet.
Chase
McLaughlin now to add the PAT. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14.
Makes the score Buccaneers 21, Ravens 14. Chase McLaughlin to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Jackson. Finding Hardman. This is where, of course, it's good to have a veteran quarterback under center.
You would just be able to put on one of those blood pressure clips, and nothing would be different for him. He's done it many times before, expects to get it accomplished again.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Throwing. Jackson. Rotates Hardman for another catch. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save the timeout. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Now Jackson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
DC ready?
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. Jackson. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out.
Quick, ready?
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
180. Sit hot. 180.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
180. Run.
Now they'll change things up.
Watch.
They got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So for the Buccaneers, they move back over 500 now at 6-5. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for